Hello everyone and welcome back to another tier list video. This is gonna be my free-to-play Digimon's tier list. Now before we start and say anything, we have to define the word free-to-play, right? Because you might be looking at some of the Digimons here like Omegamon Ultra S over there and saying, how is this Digimon a free-to-play since we need a cash shop item to unlock him? Well, my definition of free-to-play in this tier list is going to be the Digimons that are obtainable as a free-to-play. So we have Omegamon Ultra S, who you need a cash item to unlock. However, because you can't buy this cash item from other player using in-game currency, meaning he's gonna be labeled as a free-to-play, right? Same thing goes to like Zeke Greymon and other Digimons that require cash item. But because we can't buy that from other players, it's gonna be considered free to play. What is not considered a free to play is the loot box and cash campaign Digimons, mainly because they are very expensive. They are in loot boxes or cash campaign. In cash campaign, Digimons are character bound, so we can't buy them without, we can't actually obtain them without paying the money yourself, which means you're not free to play. Or the loot box Digimons, which are very expensive to the point where you really can't farm that amount of money as a free to play. So yeah, that's what we are looking at when we define the word free to play. Now I know this is not the most accurate definition of free to play, but that's how we're gonna rule with in this video to make things make more sense, right? So yeah, let's start. Now you can see the screen is a bit of a mess, so for a start let's fix that by putting some Digimons in the C tier. And with some cleaning, we have put a whole bunch of Digimon in the C tier. Now, these Digimons that I put in the C tier are the normal burst modes, the Digimons that existed back in like 2013, 2012, 2010, and even some at release. So yeah, if you're wondering why they are in the C tier, they are the normal BMs. They are mostly, actually all of them, are the S rank Digimons, and they are not very strong. However, the thing here is none of them are expensive. They are like from 1 to 2 Tera maximum, so they are not a big investment. They are the type of Digimons that if you got one of them early game, it might be worth using rather than the starter Digimon. Like, they are only worth using if you don't have anything better. And yeah, none of them are like very strong or pop off or have anything. Basically, they are just very cheap Digimon, and not, I mean, they're kind of trash, but yeah, they are there, so they definitely going in the C tier. Now the D tier is for the Digimons that are not worth using, the Digimons that are expensive, for example, and weak, like Gaiumon and the other two S rank joggers. So if you don't know, the starter Digimon that you choose when you're making a new character is an S rank Digimon. However, because it has a restriction of being level 100, basically a level 3 Digimon, these other Digimon as the C tier have the potential to be stronger, in addition of, you know, them not costing anything. So yeah, they are not really harmful if you get one. If you like Chaos Spidermon and you got it, you are not really losing on much since it's only 1 or 2 Tera maximum. Then we have these Digimons who are, like, for a start, Sylphimon and Shakumon are an S rank Digimon, and they are Jogress. So while they are free, they are still a Jogress Digimon, and they are just not worth using because they are Jogress, basically using Jogress restrictions, aka needing Jogress, draining your DS, and needing Jogress basically you won't have early game, so they are not really worth using at all, so you definitely go in the D tier. Next we have Gaiumon, which you get from loot boxes. However, because it's in a failed loot boxes like Alphamon Awaken, I think, or Examon X, I can't exactly remember. He's not very expensive, of course, like 100, 200, 300 Tera maximum, which is doable as a free to play. Kinda hard, but doable. And he's not strong at all. He's an S plus rank, so he's barely stronger than your starter Digimon. And yeah, I'm just gonna put him in the D tier. Definitely not worth using. So yeah, moving on to the B tier, or I should say, actually, I want to do something kind of fancy. I want to move these Digimons a bit. Alright, so we added some more BMs in the C tier. Now these BMs are kind of the same price as the other ones. However, these are S plus BMs, so they have slightly higher stats while also costing the same. So yeah, this is why if you like happen to choose, these are slightly better. While they are not like great or anything, they are still better than these ones. So this is why they are going to be on the top of the C tier, but not quite in the B tier. So next we are moving on to the B tier. But before that, I remembered Bilsimon will go to the D tier. He's an S rank. However, he's a cash shop item, requires 69 crown. So these guys, S rank, only cost you 1 Tera. This guy costs 69 crown, which is more than 70-80 Tera. So yeah, definitely not worth using. Ragwellmon, which a Digimon I have and I really like, but unfortunately she another S rank Digimon. with cash shop item restriction. These BMs, the ones in the C tier, you can obtain from monster cards. Why they are easily farmable. They go for like 1-2 Tera. This one is not. So yeah, definitely in the D tier. Next we have the B tier, and this is gonna be for the Digimons that are slightly stronger than an S plus rank. And yeah, now I don't know really how to put them, but I don't know. We're gonna put a Pokemon and Gankman, which is free to get. So a Pokemon is kinda an interesting situation. He have ASB on I think 2 skills. I think actually maybe F2. So he have a usable F2, and his damage actually when I tested it was actually decent. And also being unknown, meaning you have an advantage against everything, and he's not that expensive. So either 4 of the Pokemon's BMs are okay to use. They are slightly more expensive, but in as far as I've seen, they are not that much more expensive. Like it goes for around like 20 Tera ish, which is still a big leap from 1 to 2 Tera, but is still decent, and his stats are very close to being a Jogger's level, which makes him good for early games. Then we have Gankman, which is a Digimon that is free to play. He's free to obtain. You can't actually buy him even if you want to. You have to do a quest that is time gated. Unfortunately, it takes you a couple of months to unlock, but because he's completely free and he doesn't really cost you anything, he's gonna be in the B tier. He's have ASB on a couple of his skills, which means he deals decent damage as an S plus, and his stats are also very high for an S plus. And because he's free, I'm putting him in the B tier. Of course, the downside is he takes long to unlock, and he's a data type. So there's that. Then we have Digimon. Same situation to Gankman, except Digimon you can buy from the cash shop, which for 69 crown. While yeah, you can argue he's not worth it. I think he's fine because he have ASB on a couple of skills, and his damage output is okay for an S plus. And it kind of rivals some Jogger's Digimon, so he's okay. But I don't know, Jogger's Digimon might be better, but he might be better in some situation where you don't have Jogger's shape. You still can do Colosseum, and you would rather spend your limited weekly Colosseum weekly vouchers on something like, I don't know, that backup disc or something from cloning. So yeah, put him in a B tier. I think it's okay to put him there. Next we move to Zeke Greymon and Magimon, to another S plus Digimon, which I'm gonna do something unfortunate and put them in the D tier. So these Digimons does not have any sort of Jogger's restriction. They used to be good when Jogger's was a thing. When you before Colosseum, they were good because back then there was no way to have an unlimited Joggership as we have right now, but that's not the case. You can easily get Joggership from Gankman Dungeon or from Colosseum, which yeah makes these two Digimons very bad. In fact, they didn't get buffed as far as I remember. So at one point these two Digimons were Jogger's level Digimons, but not anymore because at a certain rebalance they buffed all Digimons except these two, so they kinda fell off. So yeah, Zeke Greymon and Magimon are not really good at all. They're not worth using. Definitely in the D tier. And yeah, moving on, we have Magimon X, which I forgot. He is the same situation as Gankman and Digimon, cash exclusive, but not unfortunate, but he's still okay. He have ASB in a 1 skill, I think F2, I could be wrong, okay, I don't really remember, I didn't test, I forgot to test, I forgot, so forgive me, but I think he's okay. Not the best Digimon to go for, but he's better than the C rank Digimons. And yeah, moving on to Bilsimon and Bilsimon Blast Mode, which I don't know where to put them. They are very strong when you have accessories, but they don't have a lot of HP. I think I'll put them in the A tier. I don't know, I'm putting them in the A tier for now. Then we have Metal Greymon. Now I don't know where to put this guy. I don't know if he has ASB or not. This is gonna be a weird spot. I'm putting him in here. So I don't know, man. I don't know where to put this guy. I'm putting him in the D tier for now. He needs 2 Digimon and good crown. He's not expensive to unlock, but he's still a Jogger's, an S plus Jogger's. I really don't know where to put him, to be honest. I'm putting him in there, between B and C tier, which is kind of weird. But yeah. Okay, we're putting him here for now, and these Digimon that I mentioned are gonna be in the bottom of the B tier. So on the top of the B tier is gonna be Bilsimon and Bilsimon Actually, I'm gonna do something some people might hate, but I'm gonna put him in the A tier because he's literally as cheap as it gets. they cost nothing. This guy costs 1 Tera and this guy costs nothing because he's a Mega, and they can deal a lot of damage, mainly because Bilsimon have a really fast attack speed, and because we can get a lot of flat attack from accessories and seals, he will deal a lot of damage. Also a lot of attack speed reduction or attack speed increase from accessories and deck buffs. So Bilsimon is really strong. He can be very good early game. After you get your first couple of accessories, he can be really decent. This is why I'm putting him in the A tier, since he almost costs us nothing. On the top of the B tier, we're gonna put Lusamon Saturn Mode. So Saturn Mode is a very weird Digimon. He's not used at all, but he's also needed for the deck buff. So we have deck buffs in DMO, and one of them is the Burst Ultimate Wings, which gives you extra 15% attack speed. The bottleneck of the deck buff is Saturn Mode, which is the last thing you will need to unlock. You can get it from Monster Card. I already made a guide on Monster Card. You can check that out if you want. But because this Digimon is something you will eventually need to go for, I will put him in the B tier. He have S stats, 2 useless skills, so he's not very good when it comes to DBS, but his stats are okayish, so we're putting him in the B tier. We're also putting in the B tier is Dexmon. This is Dexmon X. The normal Dexmon is in the C tier. Dexmon X is same as Saturn Mode, except he's much cheaper, and he doesn't have any SB, so he's all down. DPS is only using normal attacks, so his DPS is not that great, but he can be good for his stats if you don't have anything else and you happen to like get him, since the evolution items for Dexmon 9 is not that expensive. Like I found Dexmon X evolution for like 10 Tera or less. You can get the whole line for like 15 Tera if you're lucky, if you keep searching in shops and whatnot. So yeah, he's gonna be in the top of the B tier. Okay, so I decided to move these two Digimon on the bottom of the B tier, mainly because they don't have ASB, so I think their damage output might be lower than things like Pokemon, Gismon, and all these other Digimon, so they're gonna be on the bottom of the B tier. And we have Zeke Greymon on the top of the B tier, and that is because he's a free SS plus Digimon, so free is always good, but I don't know, like it's not very free, but like to unlock Zeke Greymon is free, but you need Metal Greymon to be unlocked, which is even not that hard to get, but you need both cash exclusive eggs. But I don't know, like I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I think it's okay. Early game maybe, I don't know, I honestly don't know where to put this guy, but we'll put him in the B tier. Next in the B tier we have Omegamon. In the top of the B tier we also have Omegamon Sword, which is slightly stronger than Omegamon, and we also gonna have Chaosmon. So Chaosmon is a free to play Digimon. Actually all 4 of them is kinda free. Actually all these 3 are free. Zeke Greymon is kinda free but not free. These 3 Digimons are very free because you don't need any cash item to unlock them. You can farm all the eggs and the evolutions. Now Chaosmon is a bit of an interesting Digimon. He's an SS plus Digimon, however he takes 60 days to unlock. Because he's behind time gated quest, you can't really do much about it. You have to do a daily quest for 60 days. It is what it is. And the problem is he doesn't ASB, meaning he have 2 useless skills. The third skill is useful for like monster cards, but even then it's, I don't know, it's not like very relevant when it comes to dungeons. So because he's not free, or not really wasting anything to unlock him, and yeah, I'm putting him in the B tier for now, in the top of the B tier. We are also going to put Fanglongmon for his high stats. Fanglongmon have the highest stats among all SS plus Digimons. However, he have a problem of being data Digimon, only ASBs on F3, in addition of having to level up 4 Digimons, which is a pain in the backside. So yeah, we're just gonna put him in the B tier. He's not the best, but I don't think he is terrible either. You can use him if you want to, but you know, you have a couple of disadvantages, mainly being data Digimons. I think that's, in my opinion, the main thing that holds him down is being data Digimon and not having any favorable dungeons. But when it comes to pure stats and damage, he's not that bad in my opinion, considering he's a free to get Digimon. We are also going to put Imperial Demon Paladin Mod Jogres in the B tier. So Paladin Mod is another Chaosmon situation where he is an SS plus Digimon, but he lacks the ASB. He doesn't ASB, which means he have 3 useless skills. Once again, his F3 might be useful on monster cards, but that's not very relevant in dungeons. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in the B tier. He can be okay if you want to as a temporary Digimon, but not very worth investing in. But he's not like horrible. He's not gonna like I don't know, like he's not that expensive in my opinion. This is why he's okay-ish, not great but not terrible either. And finally we have the last Digimon in okay but not great either is gonna be Valkyriemon in the B tier. Once again, another SS plus Digimon. While Valkyriemon, I don't know, like Valkyriemon is kinda expensive, more expensive than Paladin Mod I think, or maybe around the same price. Now Valkyriemon is interesting because Valkyriemon have an SS rank stats while also being an SS plus, which is weird to say the least. So Valkyriemon is like a fake SS plus, but it doesn't matter. He still has the same price as Megadramon X. Sorry, what did I say? Megadramon X? He has the same price as like Megadramon and Gismon, except you need a second Digimon, which, yeah, I think he's okay. He's not like terrible. He's not like a give you negative damage or something, but the damage output is not great. So B tier is an okay-ish, but you know, it's fine. Next, we'll be putting some Digimons in the D tier. Digimons that are very expensive and not worth it. Dexmon X, very expensive, and SS plus Digimon while having SS stats, so definitely D tier Digimon. We also have a Pokemon Psychic, which is a variant Digimons. Now variant Digimons are interesting because they have Jogres restriction, aka needing Jogres memory skills, but they don't need Jogres ship, but they consume your fatigue slash stamina, so they are very annoying to use, especially as a free to play. There is that Digiaura, I don't know what it's called, that basically negates the stamina consumed that variant Digimons use, but you can get that as a free to play, thus making this guy really pain to use as a free to play and not very worth it. You need like to level 9 Digimons to not 9, you need 4 Digimons to level 99 and use an item to sacrifice them and all that, so it's expensive to get while also not very strong and very annoying to use. Other Digimons is gonna be UVX, which is probably the most expensive Digimon on this list, or maybe the second most expensive. He's a weaker version of AOX. I don't think he's useful at all, mainly because he's very expensive, to the point where if you have the money to get him, then you should be spending that money elsewhere, like on improving your other Digimons or AOX basically, which you get for free, which we'll talk about later. The other Digimon I think belong in the D tier is going to be Susanoo. Now Susanoo, this might be controversial, but Susanoo used to be good at some time, but he's not anymore. He's a triple S ranked Digimon, but he have SS plus stats, another bait basically. All the Digimons that have stats weaker than the rank is basically a bait, like Valkyriemon labeled an SS plus just to bait people to buy it. Sonoma is basically the same thing. They rebalanced him at one point and gave him a triple S rank for some reason, while I still basically SS triple. What I'm taking, he's still SS plus level at best. So Sonoma definitely not worth going for. And the other Digimon is gonna be Gaiumon X. It's a Digimon that I have. You can get for using same as UVX and Daftomon. But yeah, he's obtainable as a free to play. He's very expensive to obtain as a free to play, and he's not that great either, so he's gonna be in the D tier. And we also have Dynasmon X, another situation of an X Digimon, obtainable as a free to play but very expensive. It will take you a while grinding, like a couple of months to obtain him if you are like grinding X Ticket or grinding Terra to buy him. Yeah, so these 4 Digimons are very bad and expensive and not worth going for. Everything in the D tier are expensive and not worth going for except these 2. But yeah, moving on to the next tier, which is the A tier. But before that, I forgot about Examon. He's a free Digimon. He's not the greatest. He's a data Digimon, which data is always bad, but because he's free, if you happen to get him early game, you can build him as your first Jogres. He can help you early game, but yeah, again, free, always good. So putting him in the B tier. We also have Imperial Digimon, Fighter Mode Jogres. We are gonna put him on C tier. He's like a Jogres Digimon, but S plus. He's basically similar to, we put him here next to Metal Gaimon because they are basically the same. So yeah, we put them here, which is a weird spot, I know, but I don't know where to put him. Like, he's better than the C tier Digimons. Actually, it's not better. You know what? Screw you, you're going to the C tier. Actually, yeah, screw you even more, you're going in the D tier, and you two go in the D tier. I just realized that they are S plus while having Jogres restriction. Yeah, definitely D tier. Also going in the D tier is our Magimon Variant and Gaiumon Variant. Actually, I don't know Gaiumon. Actually, let's leave Gaiumon for now. And our Magimon, another SS plus rank Digimon that is a variant Digimon, aka very annoying to use and being very expensive. You need like, I don't know, a couple of cash items to unlock. So he's expensive, and I don't know, like variant Digimon is not great because they are just very annoying to use without the special Digiaura that they need, which is cash exclusive. So I don't know, variant Digimon are bad, and I'm putting this guy in the seat in the D tier. Don't go for it, not worth it. And yeah, let's move on to the next rank, which is gonna be the A tier. We're going to put Moon Millennium, actually not Moon, normal Millenniumon, and we're gonna put Alphamon or Ryukin, which two Digimons that are free and very very strong. So Alphamon or Ryukin, I was actually thinking of putting him in the S tier. However, I don't think he's quite an S tier now. Alphamon or Ryukin X is a free Digimon, and he is an SS rank. However, he's the opposite of the bait because he is an SS rank while having almost SS plus stats, and his damage output, because he have a ASB on his F2 while also having a good attribute, aka being vaccine and light, which is good in Crack of Digimon dungeon, and he have decent HP. So overall, Alphamon or Ryukin is a very well-rounded Digimon. Again, free. That's the main thing about him. He's free to obtain, while some other Digimon are cost Terra and they're not great. Alphamon or Ryukin free and better than all Digimons in the B tier. And same thing goes to Millenniumon, another free Digimon that is SS ranked Digimon. He have ASB on both his skills, which makes his damage output very decent. So he's definitely on the top of the A tier now. One thing I feel weird is putting Bilsimon next to them, so we'll put Bilsimon in the bottom of the A tier. I just feel like Bilsimon is good because he's free. Like, he's even more free than Alphamon or Ryukin and Millenniumon, because he's like a Jogris and a BM, and they are very accessible. So yeah, we also have Gaiumon, which I think I don't know if I should put him in the D tier or in the A tier. Like, he's definitely on the expensive side, but he's decent when it comes to stats. I honestly don't know where to put him. I will put him in the bottom of the A tier just because, I don't know, that's just my opinion. I don't think he's like as terrible as you would think. His damage output is similar to Ultra S, which is saying a lot since Ultra S is broken, which, spoiler alert, goes in the S tier. So yeah, I'm putting him at the top of the A tier. He's still very Digimon, he's still annoying to use, but yeah, I think A tier is okay. For the S tier, we have the best Digimon. So look, we have the bottom of the A tier, the bottom of the S tier is gonna be Moon Millenniumon and Omegamon Ultra S, both virus Digimons, and they have similar damage output. Ultra S is slightly stronger, however Ultra S is also slightly more expensive. He requires a 49 crown item in addition of two Digimons, because you know he's a Jogres. Now the 49 crown item is not that expensive. 49 crown is not a lot. It's still like a decent number of Terra if you are newbie. So I don't know, I think Ultra S is very strong, definitely the best virus free-to-play Digimons, and yeah, he's definitely in the bottom of the S tier, but still in the S tier. And of course in the A tier we have Alphamon or Ryukin X and Susanoo Shield that I didn't really want to put in here. So Susanoo Shield is an interesting situation, so let me explain. Susanoo Shin or Awaken, I think it's Susanoo Shin, is obtainable from Colosseum, from monthly and seasonal vouchers. However, he is there for a limited amount of time, which means if you didn't know about him, which we didn't, you couldn't really get him. The only people that could get Susanoo Shin is the people who already been saving before he was released. So by the time he was added, because it's a limited item, so by the time he was added and removed, most players won't be able to save enough for him, which is an interesting situation because he's still free, but not really, because I don't know, like it's so weird. Like, I really didn't want to include him, but we'll include him eventually. I don't know if he's gonna come back. If he comes back, then he's definitely gonna be a free to play. If not, and if he stayed a cash campaign or whatever they want to bring him back, it's gonna be unfortunate. But for now, unfortunately, we'll have to, I don't know, we'll have to pretend he's free to play. But yeah, we'll put him in here for now. But the other is Alphamon Ryukin X, which is a free to play Digimon. You can get him for free from Gankman dungeon on Saturdays. You get a loot box that have a 1% chance of giving you Ultimate Awaken X. You get like what, 20 boxes per week or something. You just save your tickets and do it on Saturdays, and you will eventually get him. And yeah, this is gonna be my free-to-play tier list. And yeah, so a recap: the D tier is the Digimons that are not worth using. They are either very expensive or just very weak, and yeah, they are just way too expensive and not really worth using. D tier Digimon is just avoid at all costs, in my opinion, unless you like them. Again, I have most of the Digimons here. I have them, which is hilarious. I'm telling you to avoid, which I'm not doing myself as a free to play. I have most of the Digimons here, but you know, if you like Digimons, if you like get Digimons for fun, then sure, yeah, go for them. But if you're looking for something to upgrade your account with, definitely don't go for the Digimons near the D tier. The C tier is the Digimons that are very cheap. They are not strong, but they can be very good early game. If you just started out and you happen to get one of them from a random egg, since you get a lot of random eggs early games, and you know, from certain rewards and stuff. If you happen, like, let's say you got Gaiumon from a random egg and you want to unlock him, you can unlock him. It's not gonna cost you much. If they are cost efficient, they cost you nothing and not that strong, so they are okay to obtain. On the B tier, we have the Digimons that are slightly stronger. None of them are very meta to Digimons. Just we are clear on that. When it comes to meta, A tier Digimon are the only meta ones of some sort. These Digimons are slightly strong and they are kinda have some pricey, have a high price tag or time tag on them, but they are not like terrible. The S tier on the bottom of the B tier are maybe weird. Some people might argue that these 4 Digimon, Apocalypse and you know, Gankman, Dexmon, Megatron are not really worth it, but I could, you know, tell you they are okay. They are not that bad, but they are like, go for them if you like them, but they are not gonna be your first choice. Okay, just we are clear on that. These are not the first Digimon you want to go for when you start out. Next we have the B tier Digimons. Some of them are Digimon that if you happen to get one of them, like if you started and got Agumon Black for example, then you can go for Zwart. If you got normal Agumon, then go for Omegamon, etc. The more I look at this guy, he feels wrong to be here, but I don't know where else to put him. We'll put him on in here because why not? These Digimons are okay if you are going for one of them. They are okay, not the best Digimon you could be going for, but they can be good early game. On the A tier we have the meta Digimons. Now I'll be honest, Bilsimon definitely fell off the meta because there are now much better Digimon and dungeons who have way higher HB requirements, so he's not the greatest, but once again can be very good early game. And if you are looking for a good Digimon to go for early game, Bilsimon can definitely carry you early game. Alpha American X and Magimon are definitely good Digimons to go for. In fact, I could argue this is the Digimons that you should be going for early game, either Alpha Ryukin or Moon Millenniumon or even Ultra S. Definitely one of these 3 Digimons are the best free to play Digimons, and these are Digimon that you definitely should be going for. And yeah, on the S tier are the best in-game Digimons for a free-to-play, which is Susanoo. I hate this guy, I really hate him. But yeah, Alpha Ryukin X, which is, you know what, we'll pretend he doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, he's there, he's gonna be in there, but I'm not gonna talk about him. Alpha Ryukin X is definitely the end-game Digimon for free-to-play. And yeah, there you have it. The more I look at this tier list, the wrong it feels. I don't know. There's not much I can do. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. Laugh at me if you want. I'm definitely laughing at this tier list. It feels weird, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do. This is, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know because it really looks weird. Like, what is this? Anyway, this is my free-to-play tier list. And yeah, there you have it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more DMO content, and I will see you all in the next video. Also, the last thing I will say, which I'm 100% sure nobody's gonna hear it, if you have any video suggestions, leave it down in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.